Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and we're designandtechtips.com. Well, we got a great fun one for you today. We've got some scroll effects. I've got a page here with a nice picture of the car, a little blurb module or call to action module with a bit of info about it. When I slide down the page, it's going to zoom to the right and we've got our images scrolling up beside it. It's going to stay there till we get to the next section. Then it's going to roll up. And I've done exactly the same thing for this section below. And you can use it on blog posts or anything you want. Same thing for this section below here. And this is perfectly responsive. It'll work for tablet and mobile too if you want to. I've actually disabled the bottom two on tablet and mobile, but I'll show you top one is still going to work. I'm going to hit my F12 key. Here we are on an iPad. I've got this turned off on iPad and mobile, so it's just going to scroll up like a regular page. And our next one, I've got it doing the same thing. It's going to disappear off to the right. So it's up to you whether you want to use these on tablet and mobile. It's just going to go off the canvas. If you do decide to, just make sure you hide anything that overflows from your section. I'll show you how to do that. Really easy to do. No coding involved in this today at all. So let's get started. Let's start a new page and we'll start from scratch. I'm going to call mine scroll images. And of course use the Divi builder. Great, well I'm going to build from scratch. By default it puts in a little section for you and asks you to put in a row. I'm going to put 2 columns in my row. This makes it work nicely. In the first column I'm going to use a little call to action module. And I made mine about supercars. You can make it about anything you want, obviously. And I got a bit of blurb here. And of course you can decorate this how you wish. I think I use a different font on the title there. I think it was that alumni. Let's make it a bit bigger. We'll make it bold. Definitely want it white in color. Great. Okay, in the background I made a dark color. Well, in fact, let's make it black. I'm going to hit the little 3 buttons to get my color palette up. I'm going to select the black. But I'm going to click on the field. I'm going to pull this slider down, opacity, so that when I put the image behind you can see a bit of the image through this, and I'll do that next. Okay, so we've got a little call to action there. Let's just add a little link so that a button turns up. Button won't turn up until you add the link. I'll just put a hashtag in there for a placeholder. There it is. And you can change what you want your button to say right here. Okay, well, let's just save that. We'll put an image behind our section here. Blue tab for a section. Background's always under content there. 3rd tab along is images. I use this little AI generated car right there. Rather than have it roll out the page though, I'm going to use the parallax effect. I'm going to use CSS parallax. So it's going to stay there when I actually add more content down below. And we'll do that next. For this first one, I'm just going to use a few images. And then we'll sort out our little scroll effect that makes this move. So I'm going to add a new module. I'm just going to use the image. You can use any modules you like for this. Like you saw at the beginning, I used little call to actions to connect to blog posts. You use whatever works for you. Let's take some of these over here. As I was saying, with an image module, if you hover over it, it's going to have the name pop up there. Like I say, these are AI images generated by Night Cafe. If you don't want that or you want to change it, over in the advanced and attributes, you can just delete it, change it to whatever you want it to say. When you hover over, it's going to come up with that there. Or if you don't want anything, just delete it completely. That's great. And of course, your images, you can link to wherever you want or have them open in a lightbox. Links always under content. If you want them to open in a lightbox, just flip that to on. Great. Well, now we've got one of those configured. I'm just going to duplicate it a few times. And we'll add a couple of different images here. And let's add one more. We'll just duplicate that one again. Switch out that image. Great, and I'll leave it just like that. Let's just save that. So we've got this. Now what I want to happen is when I roll up the pages, get to the top, I want it to move over to the right hand side and stay there while we're scrolling down through our images. Really easy to do. As I mentioned earlier, no coding involved. Let's go into our module that we want to stick. Alt tab for the module. If we go over to advanced, we'll find scroll effects at the bottom. If you click on the scroll effects, sticky position, stick to top. So I want this to stick to the top. As you can see, those images are now rolling underneath it, which doesn't really work for me. I want this to move over to the right hand side and let us just see the images. So while we're in here, I want it to stop at the end of the section and go back up to the top, or scroll off the screen so we can get a section below this. It's really easy to duplicate once you've done it once, and I'll show you how in just a moment. So I'm going to say bottom sticky limit section, which is the section it's sitting in. So once it gets to the bottom of that section, it won't stick anymore. It will disappear off the screen. Okay, and to move it over, now that we've made it sticky, if we go over to our design tab, right down at the bottom, we've got transform. Second one across is translate, which basically means move. And now we've made this sticky, we've got a little extra icon when we hover over it. There's a little pin there. So we can say, when it's sticky, click on the pin icon. I want it to be over to the right by about 120% of its width. So let's uncheck the little chain there so it doesn't do both of those. So it's not highlighted like that. And I'm going to write 120 in here. It's put in pixels, which is not going to work. So I need to backspace and put in percentage instead of pixels. That's it. It's now moved for that side. But when it sticks to the top, I'd like a bit of a gap at the top there. So if we go back to our advanced and down to our scroll effects where we were before, there's a little sticky top offset. I'm going to give mine 50 pixels, so it'll remain at 50 pixels down from the top until the end of the section. So let's just save this. Now when we roll down, it's going to disappear off to the right, and we can scroll down and get our other little images and see them just like that. Let's just test this on the front end. Hit the little purple button, save draft or publish if you're ready, and exit the visual builder. And if we roll down now, our little supercars is going to move over to the right. It's going to stay there. And we've got our little images. We can click and lightbox them out if we want to. And as you can see, we've got that static image in the background, and really easy to duplicate. I'm sure you figured this out. If we enable the visual builder again, because we've got everything set up already, all we need to do is duplicate the section itself. Two little squares to duplicate. We'll roll down to our next section here. We need to change out that picture because we're using the same picture. It's going to act like a static background all the way through. If that works for you, great. If you want to change the picture out, background's always under content, as we said earlier. Let's flip our little car image for something else, perhaps. And of course, you want to change out your text and content in here. Just go down and change out your images, or whatever modules you happen to be using on yours. Again, we've got these crazy night cafe AI generated images. And for anybody that's interested, there's a link down below if you want to check those out. Night cafe is my go-to for my AI generated images. Great, we'll leave that just like that. Now if we save, we'll exit the visual builder. Here's our top section. When I roll down, that's going to pop over to the right. Other little modules are going to roll up next door to it. When it gets to the bottom, it's going to stick there. Our next section is going to come up. It'll do the same thing. Now, what I mentioned earlier is You can decide whether you want to use this on tablet and mobile. They'll both work. It'll just disappear off canvas. But what you want to do if you are using it on those is to disable any overflow so Google doesn't tell you that your canvas is too big for the screen. But let's just enable the Visual Builder again. And to disable it on tablet or mobile, what you can do is go into the module, go over to the advanced where we made it sticky, to the scroll effects. And this is common to all Divi modules, rows and sections. Roll up over the dark writing, get your little icons up. There's a little mobile phone icon. Click on it and you can decide what you want to have happen on tablet and mobile. For instance, if we click on tablet, we can say do not stick and it won't stick. Same with mobile. It's inherited that from the tablet there. But if you change your mind and want it to stick on mobile, you can do that there. And you can change that for any module you want. And the other thing that we want to make sure and do, let's just save this, is if you are using it on tablet and mobile, go into your section, blue tab for the section, over to advanced and visibility, horizontal and vertical overflow, hide it on both devices, switch it to hidden. That way it won't come outside of your canvas on tablet, mobile, and impact Google negatively. And that should do it. If I save that now, you won't see any difference initially. We just got our regular thing there. They're doing their thing. But if I switch to tablet and mobile now, my F12 key, here it is on an iPad Air, and it's just going to roll up this time because we turned the sticky off on that one. Whereas this one, it's going to disappear off to the right. But because we've hidden the overflow, that's not a problem at all. And that's a really nice little thing to have on your site. It's interactive, it gets people's attention, really easy to do, as you can see, with no coding. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video just like this. So once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.